Hello and welcome to qualifying day here in the Poisson Grand Prix in the French Highlands. In today's race, we've got our four drivers. The two drivers from Pani Henser Pui, after they've combined it, is Matrix Shub and Doppelganger. And the two drivers from LeBron James, Nizam Falhom and JJ Wills. We're going to start off with Q1 as usual with 13 minutes on the clock. It starts now. Let's see who's first out. Is Matrix Shub out for his qualifying. Now, this is our first time here in Le Poisson. First time ever done a race weekend. And this track is very special because we have actually a racing line in the track. So it actually matters where you put your car on the track and whether it will spin out or not. Matrix Shub's 1 minute and 30 is on the clock here for his qualifying. Let's see what he can do. Down into what I like to call, I mean, this track's very similar to Bahrain. So let's see what Matrix Shub can do. He's taking it very, very smooth, very collected around this lap, and it's 25.85 for the first qualifying try for Matrix Shub here. He still has loads of time. He has 1 minute on the clock left for his qualifying session. All the drivers watching him go. Next person out will be Nizam Fahum. So let's see what he can do. A bit hit for Matrix Shub down in that corner. Let's see what he can do here. Down into the last corners again. A tiny hit, and he finishes his second time. 26.41 with 25.85 still being his fastest time. Matrix Shub a bit of a hit. Ping pong into the diagonal tunnel section. Going around the turns here. Keeping it clean. A bit wide on that side. Let's see if he tries to exploit the blue eye. Oh, a bit of a hit into that section. Let's see if he'll try and exploit the blue ice, which could make him faster. Into the blue ice he goes, and he finishes that one with a bit of a slow time, 28.42. Let's see what he can do. This is his last lap, as it is 1 minute 26. It's going to be a bit hard for him to try and get a faster lap than he did before, but let's see if he can do it. Into the section, he really struggles into that one as he goes round the hairpin before finishing it off in the last corner. Again, another hit, and finishes his last lap 26.02. So his fastest lap being 25.85 for Matrix Shub. Let's wait for him to go into the pits before anybody else goes out. Wait, is he already in? Oh no, there he is. And he rounds the hairpin before he goes into the pits here.
Josh giving back shot.
And there it is, Nizam Fahom allowed to go out now. Nizam has not raced in a while, but he is coming. He has come back for a redemption season, in my opinion. Now he had a few good seasons. For example, season 2 where he won Rui Ganlan and Okinawa. So especially Rui Ganlan, which was pretty surprising as he started P4 after missing the qualifyings. Nizam starts his qualifying here in La Paz. Oh, straight into the barrier. That's going to ruin this first lap. Now, it's going to be hard. We heard a bit of a sigh with Matrix Shub there. This track is going to be a tough one.
I'll retake take time.
Oh my god.
A bit of a speed up there. Now, in this race weekend, we do have an added feature, which is pit windows in the race. So all the drivers have to focus on when to pit and where they put their car as well on the track. Because a bit slide off and you slide almost into the barriers like Nizam almost did there. Now, the difference between packed ice and blue ice in Minecraft is blue ice is a lot more slippier. Therefore, when you get onto it, it basically will have your back end of your boat pop out. That's a faster lap for Nizam Fahum there, 27.86. Now he's a bit under pressure here because the Henser team or Panipuri has combined themselves. That means they've combined their points with a bit of a deduction for combining their team. So Joshua Williams, I assume, is pressuring Nizam Faham to do good in this race because they need to win the season. They are currently leading the season with 17 points, with the Pani Henser Pui leading with not leading in second place with 14. That last lap for Nizam Faham was a bit slow. Ooh, it was a bit slow, 28.63, but let's see where he can do with this one. And he finishes off his last ever lap doing a time of 27.98, not fast enough. His fastest lap being 27.86, putting him in provisional P2 behind Matrix Shube's time of 25.85. Nizam has to peel into the pits now. He seems to have not good, not have. He seems to not have a good grips with the pit, with this track yet. But let's see what he can do in the future laps. He is into the pits. Doppelganger may go out now. It's a bit of a jumble in this track, on the pit exit there. They're very, very close together. All the drivers, very personally close together. Doppelganger out on the track. Oh, very, very wide into that corner. Slides off almost into the barriers, but saves it barely though. It's going to be hard for these drivers. Now, most of them have been experimenting with the blue ice. Here, this Doppelganger starting his flying lap. For example, Joshua Williams, the first time this track was into the testing stages, both Joshua Williams and Doppelganger was testing this track out with the blue ice, trying to see if there's a faster way to take a lap around here in Le Poisson. But so far, it seems like all of them are going for the safe option of staying on the packed ice to ensure they don't go sliding off. That's a time of 25.58 for Doppelganger, already provisional pole for his first lap here. That means he pushes Matrix Troop down to P2, his own teammate down to P2, and Nizam Faham to P3. He's a bit slidey here around the track. Ooh, into the barriers there, just like Matrix Troop did on multiple of the occasions he had here in Le Poisson. Let's see where he puts his car in the second one. 26.43, 1 second and a bit slower than his previous lap. Let's see if he can keep this lap a bit more uniformed. There's Doppelganger rounding down, keeping that turn a bit more under control, not sliding as far into this corner, into the last one, finishing this time with a 23.61. Amazing lap from Doppelganger in that one, keeping it controlled, which got him that fast lap. But let's see what he can do with this one. This will be his last lap of this outing. Now let's see what he can do. He's giving it a bit more loosened in this lap. Pretty sure he's just gonna or there's rain as well, so all the drivers have to switch to wet boats. That's a time of 26.61 for for Doppelganger. So his fastest time being 23.61. Amazing lap from Doppelganger there. The rain has fallen. That means all the drivers have to switch. Matrix already out with his wet boat there. Now there's 5 minutes left here in the session. Doppelganger into the pits. Matrix Troop now allowed to go out. Hey, Nizam, out of the boat, please. Thank you. And the rain is now pouring here in Le Poisson. The fog coming in as well, as usual. Matrix Troop taking his out lap a bit more calm, trying to see how his wet boat can do in this very, very wet conditions. Now, as you can see, the skies are very, very darkened. You can't even see the mountain from here as the fog kind of sets in. There it is, Matrix Troop starting his flying lap here in Le Poisson in the rain. Joshua Williams is the only one who hasn't gotten a lap in here in Le Poisson. And there's 5 minutes, 5 minutes left in Q1. So let's see if the Pani Henser Pua team might push the leading champion out of the Q1 stages here in Le Poisson. Matrix Troop not having a good first lap, a bit on the edge there for that first lap. Still pretty good though, 27.62. Let's see if he can beat his teammates' time of 23. What is it? 61. Taking it slower, a bit more collected, not looking for speed, but for precision. Here it is, Matrix Shub rounding the last corner, finishing his lap for 24.84, his fastest lap so far, but not fast enough to beat his teammate. Let's see what he can do. Again, I'm pretty sure he's going for precision more than speed, keeping it very, very clean round these turns. Oh, very wide as he took a bit of blue ice before that corner. Let's see if he can save this. Oh, and into the barriers he goes. That's gonna ruin his lap badly. And he finishes that lap 28.79. This will be his last lap. He has to make this. Oh, a bit of a knock into the diagonal straight. That this might ruin his last lap in Q1 here. But let's see if he spent enough time out on this track to put the pressure on Joshua Williams into getting Q2. Let's see into the last corner, and Matrix Shub finishes it for a time of 26.49. So his fastest time being 24.84 for his second outing in Q1. Let's see when
Can
he
I
goes
go?
into the pits. Not yet, not yet.
Yeah,
Or
not
is
yet.
not yet? Yeah, not yet. And there it is, Matrix Shub rounding the last corner into the pits. He goes, Joshua Williams allowed to go out. There is 2 minutes left on the clock in Q1. Joshua under very tight time constraints here. Matrix Shub making it a very pressurized situation for Joshua, which is probably one of the best tactics he could have done in a situation like this. He needs his team to benefit from this qualifying session, because if Joshua Williams starts behind them, it will be very hard for him to try and pass them in a difficult track like this. His flying lap not going too good. He did get a bit of a knock into the diagonal straight there. But here he is going into what was very difficult for all the drivers that almost kinked in the track here. A time of 25.08, beating Doppelganger's time, getting P.
Hmm?
No, not beating Doppelganger's. I thought beating Doppelganger's previous fastest lap. But this puts him in P3, beating his teammates' time, but still slower than Matrix Shub and Doppelganger. That was my bad. As he goes round the corner for his second lap, getting a time of 24.81. Very close to losing out to Matrix Shub, but he did beat it. He beat it in 300ths of a second. So that means he's in P2, beating Matrix Shub's time. But let's see what he can do to try and beat Doppelganger's time. He's a bit slow on this lap. He's really under pressure here. All the drivers really on their limit on trying to keep their car on the track. Oh, that's going to ruin it, because this is going to be his last lap. That previous lap being a time of 27.27. This means this means he's into Q2. However, it's going to be difficult for him to beat Doppelganger's time of
Um,
23.61. Joshua Williams really
this is
struggling
so
here.
sweaty.
And there it is, Q1 ends with Joshua only getting a time of 25.83. That means it is now into
24.
that was his previous lap.
Oh, okay.
24.83 for 24.81 actually for Joshua Williams
Yeah.
in Q1. All the drivers have to go into the pits as Q2 will start soon. But before that, we're gonna get a bit of a interview with all the drivers here, a short one for all of them. Let's go with P1 Doppelganger, P1 of Q1, and here we are interviewing P1 for Q1 Doppelganger. How was that track out there? That's my question to you.
Uh,
First off,
slippery.
yeah, we could see you struggling a lot there, trying to find a bit of the grip in that one corner where your teammate also struggled on. You really didn't seem to find any grip in that part of the track, did you?
Yeah, it was. This track is extremely slippery with the blue ice and the packed ice. It is a new type of thing that we haven't had. Like, so it's very slippery, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, we see you experimenting a lot with the track. Can you tell us a bit of what was in your mind while you were doing your practice laps and also your qualifying laps?
So in my practice laps, I really wanted to try out any way to like actually like conquer the blue ice.
Mm-hmm.
Since if you know how to control it 100%, you're gonna have the most speed. So I
Yep.
tried conquering it, and I did get used to it, but then I kind of lost it. So in my qualifying laps, I had to get used to it again, and then yeah, I kind of knew how to control a bit of the blue ice.
Well, I'm pretty sure all the drivers are trying to do the same with how difficult this track is. But we're gonna move on pretty quick to the next person in line, which is Joshua Williams. Thank you.
Mhm.
And here it is, Joshua Williams with LeBron James in the background there, um, their team manager. Josh, we saw you give a lot of size in that track. You know, even in that last lap, you seem to struggle a lot with trying to find a bit of grip. Run me through what was happening.
Get ready for every excuse in the book.
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa, 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 whoa.
okay,
Okay, my
okay,
hands very
okay.
Oh,
sweaty.
no, no, no,
My
no.
controller.
Uh huh.
Yeah, don't know if it's
Yeah,
like some sort of Mandela effect or something, but
yeah.
the rain is making the track like slippery. I swear.
Look
I've
at
heard that
Major
one
Hugh.
before.
Okay, is that really what was making you struggle on in today's race?
Let's just forget about the struggling for a minute. I'm gonna win the race.
Oh, okay. Very confident,
Okay.
very confident. Well, we're gonna move on to Major Shub. That was very confident comments there from Joshua Williams as he was struggling in the latter stages of Q1.
Ooh.
Major Shub, hi. How does it?
Hello.
How does the track feel? This is the first time we've been on this track. How does it feel compared to the other ones?
I have been on this track before, but I haven't had much experience. But very challenging. I mean, I think everyone's gonna say the same thing, but this is definitely a slippery track. So hard to control the boat around here.
Yeah, we saw you, lose the car a few times, even into that corner before the hairpin. That was like one of the major corners that you struggled on. You had a fairly good, was it time, the 24:84 in Q1, which got you into Q2. However, Joshua Williams, even under tight time constraints and under pressure with apparently sweaty hands and a Mandela effect, he did beat your time by 300ths of a second. How do you feel about that?
I think to see that the gaps are that close between other drivers and Joshua Williams does show that there is a sign of a slight fall off from him because he was dominating for a long time. And with this, this is gonna make the racing and Q2 much more interesting.
I actually agree. I mean, it's
Oh,
basically
shit.
almost a bit of a fight between you and Joshua here for that P2 position in Q1. But let's see how you can do in Q2. The rain has cleared up, so it will be a bit less pressure. Wouldn't you agree?
It may be a bit less pressure, but there's always surprises in F1, so we just have to see.
Am
Fair
I
enough.
right?
Thank you. Here we are interviewing Nizam Fahum. Nizam, first race
Yeah,
after a while. We
um,
we
yeah.
know you haven't had the best careers, but how was the track around here? You did seem to have it under control in the latter stages, though.
It was actually easy. I'm just holding back. So
Uh huh.
like
Um,
I just wanna see all those people just go on and do their cartwheels. I just wanna hold back for the I just wanna hold back for the big boys.
Fair enough.
So yeah, it was slippery. It's something new, which I quite like.
Mhm.
But like yeah,
Well, we saw you we saw you have a similar situation back in Rui Ganlan where you qualified P4 after missing the qualifications. Do you think you can replicate what happened in Rui Ganlan on this track?
You just predicted everything I'm gonna do in this race.
Oh, okay.
Inshallah.
Nizam's doppelganger there, get it? Is shaking his head. But we're gonna move on to Q2. Joshua Williams, are you here or are you like dead? Staring.
Huh?
Are you here?
Just-
You good?
I'm alive. Huh?
Okay. Okay. We're starting
What?
Q2
Oh.
in 3, 2, 1. Q2 starts with 7 minutes on the clock. Doppelgang jumps the gun and is allowed to go on the track here. And there it is on the track he goes. The rain has cleared up as we were interviewing all the drivers here. Now, very confident for most of them, especially basically almost all of them are pretty confident. But let's see what they can do here. Doppelganger again, uh, giving us a bit of insight into his laps here. He did say he was trying to find a way to conquer that blue ice because, as he said, if you conquer the blue ice in this track, you're basically the winner of the race. Joshua Williams also struggled in that last qualifying stages, putting the blame on Mandela effects and sweaty hands. But let's see what he can do in Q2 here. Doppelgang putting a time of 23:77, a very quick lap for Q2 here. Let's see. That was a very, very quick lap actually, which is provisional pole for now until we can see what the other drivers can do. Now we did feel a bit of tension between P3. Oh, he cut into that blue ice. That was a very cool tactic. A time of 24:06 for Doppelganger on that second lap. Now again, there was a bit of tension between Matrix Shub and Joshua Williams, as Joshua did beat Matrix time by 0.003 of a second in Q1. But let's see where they can put that in Q2 here. Doppelganger gets a time of 25:25 in that third lap. Still his first lap being the fastest with a time of 23:77. He seems to have a bit more control in this track, not running down the off was it not running down the what is it called? The runoff. Not running down the runoff as often anymore, as this will be his last lap with a time of 24:28. So not being able to beat his fastest lap in the first outing in Q2 here, but a very, very good lap from him with a time of 23:77. He has to peel into the pits as Joshua Williams will be allowed to go out soon, not now. And there it is, Doppelganger into the pits he goes. Joshua now allowed to go out. Now I'm a bit more careful of what I say after what happened in the LeBron James qualifying, where Doppelganger went out a bit too early and basically ruined his um, qualifying. And there it is, 4 minutes on the clock for Q2. Oh, into the runoff Joshua goes. Seems like the Mandela effect from the rain before still affecting him now. He's struggling very hard. Into turn one he went. Still touching a bit of the runoff there. Let's see, it's a bit more careful in that corner there. Now, in the previous practice sessions I had with him, he did seem to have this track under control, but I think the pressure of Q1 has got him in Q2 here, as he is struggling into every track. 23:74 for Joshua's first lap, beating Doppelganger's provisional pole. So maybe not. But
What was that? What was that? Say that again, sis.
Keep going, Josh. Keep going, Josh.
we'll see how this goes. Now, he did tell me that he hasn't had the best practice sessions. As we know, we did take a long break from FM1. 23:11 for his second lap there. Very, very
keep going,
fast
Josh.
laps. Matrix Shib already giving a bit of a reaction to that, because he has to try and put himself in the best position. Now, Joshua Williams, again, yeah, as I was saying, hasn't had a lot of practice because we took a long break and he wasn't sure when we would continue racing again. 23:13 for his third lap there. And because of this, he is pretty rusty, even though this rustiness is putting him almost in sub 23s here. This will be his last lap in his first outing here in Q2, and he peels immediately into the pits. That means Matrix Ship is allowed to go out. Let's see, a time of 23:11 by Joshua Williams, a whole 0.66 millisecond, a whole 606,000ths of a second away from Doppelganger's time. There is 2 minutes on the clock here in Q2. Matrix Ship under big pressure here to try and at least improve his. Oh, into the runoff he goes, testing out that.
No.
Testing out that blue ice into turn one. Let's see what that will do. He almost went into the snow, into basically the gravel of the runoff there. But let's see if he's gonna try the same thing into his second lap and getting a time of 72. A bit of a shabby entry into turn one and exit into turn one, but let's see what he can do about that. He needs to get at least P2, which means he has to beat his teammate's time of 23:77.
Go into the pit.
26, Doppelganger asking his teammate to go into the pits because he wants to have a try on beating Joshua's time. It's a time of 27:77 for Matrix Ship's second lap. Let's see what he can do now. So far, provisional pole to Joshua Williams. A bit of a wall tap. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't. We'll just have to see. Now, unlike other Minecraft boat racing, was it? Oh, there it is. He peels into the pits, allowing his teammate to have 30 seconds on the track. I don't know how much that will give him, but his fastest time being 27:77. Now, unlike other Minecraft racing leagues, again, as I was saying, we don't actually do a lot of wall taps because in our racing league, it actually loses you a bit of time. And there it is. This will be Doppelganger's last lap, which means one last try to try and beat Joshua Williams' time of 23:11, keeping it clean. Will he go a bit wide? Oh, that's actually perfect entry from him there. Let's see if he can beat it. The time's at 21, 22, 23, and now it's 24. Doppelganger not being able to beat it, finishing his qualifying with a time of 25:49. So qualifying ends with provisional pole. Pole position to Joshua Williams, 23:11, P2 to Doppelganger, P3 to Matrix Shub, and P4 to Nizam Fahim. This will be the end of qualifying. Thank you. Yeah.